Good evening, everyone. This is Henry Gambell with simplertrading.com, and in tonight's free video, I wanted to offer another indicator that might be helpful in looking for the markets to the short side. Obviously, we've seen several weeks of a lot of really solid strength up into what I think are some pretty key levels. We've been looking at the S&P futures at that 65 handle as being a pretty important area. Now it's squeezed up through today, but if I'm going to treat that as a general zone of resistance, well then the idea of the TRIN also showing you that markets are overbought may be helpful. So, like anything, this is not a holy grail, but it is a market internal that I have found to be helpful, and that close that you got today to round out the week, I think is worth making note of. Okay, so if we can see that actually come in with any type of potential to the short side of the markets would like to roll over, and there's a couple of spots that I'm going to be trying to look for trades inside that to the short side. I feel like in Pepsi, overall, this daily squeeze pattern to me looks like something that should revolve to the short side. Now, like the rest of the markets, they have been strong back in this area, but I don't see this as being really all that good of a pattern. The weekly chart has seen a fair amount of selling, and if you can see the market start to roll back over, that will be one that I'm going to be looking to. As you look at Pepsi, one that kind of comes up as a companion stock or one that you might look at in the same way, I'm looking at KO for the same opportunity. Now, mind you, if you open up on Tuesday and the markets are just ripping higher, I'm not going to come in here and blindly short these, but if you can see a shift in momentum and a close back below the 21 EMA, I think it's an area of opportunity. I would be wrong back up above these highs, but these don't strike me as really, the overall pattern inside this is bearish, so if the markets turn, there may be some areas of opportunity. Others that I'm going to be looking at to flip that, because those are two where if things are falling apart, I'm going to look for something to the short side. Then I had three quick names that I think you might want to buy if we do just keep pushing higher. One of which is Starbucks. And Starbucks will be kind of a unique situation. I think that the trade here would be trying to buy weakness sometime early on Tuesday morning and then flipping those shorter dated calls prior to the earnings on Thursday. I don't generally hold through earnings. If you want to, this might be a candidate for it. Obviously, selling puts is going to have a higher probability of making money than buying calls, but I think that's a decent bullish candidate. And then two others that just keep coming up, and I think with good reason. You've got PayPal that is just, kind of on a mission and has done very well from 78. I am a buyer on any moves back into 86 or probably even lower. We'll see how it opens up, and then the last of which is Etsy. And these are just charts that have kind of been doing their own thing. I think if the market can push higher, they'll do well inside that, and if the market rolls back over, they will hold their own. So that should give you some pretty decent tickers to review as you get into next week, some market internals to keep in focus, and I hope you find it helpful.
All right, so what is this whole timing thing? Well, if you go to simplertrading.com/mastery, okay, this is the first time where we've done a class like this where we're going to have the master at this, Carolyn Boroden, who's sitting right next to me right now in Austin, Texas. And then in addition to that, we're going to kind of see and get to see how Danielle, myself, and Henry also utilize her work in our own setups. And so that's kind of the idea with it. And so we're going to have a class coming up on Saturday where you're going to be able to spend 4 hours with Carolyn learning everything that you need to know about doing this yourself, okay? And then during this class, so there's going to be 4 hours with Carolyn, and then you're going to have, it's an hour with Danielle. She's going to show you how she uses it. An hour with Henry. He's going to show you how he uses it. And then an hour with myself, and I'm going to show you how I use it. But the idea is great because the three of us are also going to be the students. Every time I listen to Carolyn, I learn something. So in terms of a strategy class, these are tools that will enhance no matter what you like to trade or what you like to do. All of a sudden, by knowing this, you're never going to be surprised by an abrupt reversal in any market that you follow, okay? That's the key. So I would say if you're new to this, the strategy class for $397 is an absolute no-brainer. If you would like to then kind of upgrade and see how we trade this live, we're going to do 3 days of live trading. Carolyn and I are going to be side by side. Henry and Danielle will also be helping out. But the idea is just kind of looking for setups. And some of this will be day trades. We'll be doing, 15-minute timing on S&P futures, right? And then we'll be doing swing trades on options and all that kind of fun stuff. We're also doing a live event in Austin. If you guys like live events, it's awesome. But if you sign up for that, that's all included. So how this works, if you sign up for the live event, you get this and you get this. If you sign up for this, you get that and this. And of course, and look, I am just telling you this as a favor. If you have never come across this before, at least do the strategy class. You understand what's going on out there, so you're never slapped upside the head again by an abrupt reversal, okay? Anyway, simplertrading.com/mastery. It's going to be a lot of fun, and looking forward to seeing you on Saturday.